Hello and good evening. My name is Josh, and you may or may not recognize me from recent classics, such as the ninth annual New Year's Party and Show, and that other video I posted recently. But fear not if you don't recognize me, for I harbor no hard feelings because it's probably down to the fact that my computer hasn't crashed yet and the fact that you can actually hear me now. So, I was actually going to completely re-record my portions of the NYPS, the New Year's Party and Show. And I had it all down. I wrote a script for the intro. I wrote a script for the intro to the re-record. I was prepared. Most importantly, I was off book. But going through the poem that I read actually at the beginning of the NYPS, in it specifically are the words "time moves forward, never back." And it was at that point, after frankly hours of preparation, that I decided I needed to let it stand on its own. I needed to let it be what it was, with all its flaws. So that's why I am more or less making this up on the spot. And most importantly, that's why I'm not off book. So I decided to call the NYPS my growing pains. And so I wanted to read a quick poem about growing pains. Like those of birds whose wings unfold, then learn to fly, our legs and feet must walk, then clamber mountains steep. To test the air, both warm and cold, to see who jogs along with us, and who intends to trip us up. Before we try, unsure but bold, to leave the nest so wings might spread more freely, and it must be said, to fly where storms have taken hold, or snuggle in a brand new home, content though we may be alone. Our steps should be both new and old, should risk a fall to reach new heights, but keep what's trusted in our sights. Like those of birds whose wings unfold to test the air, both warm and cold, before we try, unsure but bold, to fly where storms have taken hold. Our steps should be both new and old. I felt that was fitting for what I was going through, about the struggle between, do I re-record, do I not re-record? Um, but I don't want to leave on that note. So, before I leave, I'm also going to tell you a quick little joke. A guy asks a girl to go to a dance. She agrees, and he decides to rent a suit. The suit rental company has a long line, so he waits and he waits, and finally he gets his suit. He decides to buy her some flowers, so he goes to the flower shop. The flower shop has a long line, So he waits and he waits until he finally buys some flowers. He picks up the girl and they go to the dance. There is a long line at the dance, security and such. So they wait and they wait. Finally, they get into the dance. And the guy offers to get the girl a drink. She asks for punch. So he goes to the drink table and there is no punchline. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Joining me this evening. And I hope to see you again next week. Have a good night.